I hear somebody.
Hey, this Rachel Christian.
How are you?
Good, how you doing?
All right, let's see. Antonio is there. So Antonio is joining. Where are you, Rachel?
I'm actually at my mom's house. I didn't know we were supposed to have Zoom this morning.
Yeah. When was the last time you looked in the portal at the classroom?
I'm not sure because I've been doing my FAFSA with Miss Golson.
Okay. I'm not fussing at you. I'm saying, have you been able to get into it yet?
Yeah, I've been able to access my portal, but on there, it said something about a Zoom, but it didn't have like a link or any time.
Okay. It says
Like,
when the Zoom is going to be, which is 11 o'clock on Thursdays. And then each week it's a recurring deal, and I post it up there to make sure you can get in. And you get it in.
okay, well, I just seen it in the email that you sent, so that's why it made me click it.
Well, thank you for at least checking your Jarvis email. Half of our students don't, so you're ahead of the game.
Thank you.
There is Brietta. I'm not ignoring you, Antonio. I was in the middle of conversation. I'm glad to see you there. You have your mask on. I am so proud of you.
Good morning, Dr. Farmer.
How are you?
I really want to give you my real answer, but I'm gonna say I'm good.
Oh, so you're gonna lie to me is what you're gonna do.
Okay, let me just be real with you then. I need a backwood about as thick as your shoulder right now, but I'm okay.
Uh-oh, that's an unhappy baby. Doesn't like to be in that car seat. So here's the deal. In fact, I just posted the class from last week, and I will put what I have to do, because Jarvis system is not the ultimate system. I record this on Zoom so that you can call in and we can have a conversation. Once this is over, then I have to post it to my YouTube account because it won't upload it into the classroom system. So go figure. Everything doesn't work exactly right at Jarvis, but we're good. We're going to get there. So how many of you have looked at the assignments and what's required and all of that stuff?
I have.
Okay, there's one.
I looked at some of them while I was at work, but I ain't been able to look at all of them. Like the quiz that I didn't do, I thought it was due later on that day, and I've been the only one in my department, so like I've been half a lot of stuff, and I've been trying to catch up.
And it's okay. If those kinds of things happen, if you get called into work or somebody gets sick, if you will let me know what's going on. Now, don't wait a week and let me know what's going on.
I emailed you. I emailed you the next day.
Did you?
I got it in my email. It sent me the notification about sending you another email yesterday. Let me go see.
So I'll check and see if it's there or not. So here's the deal. On the 23rd. Well, I've got two screens and a phone. Let's see, what's today? There you are. Okay. So what I will do, what I'm going to do for everybody is some folks are still just getting into class, is I am going to, I'll reopen it and you can take it that way. Okay, so here's some housework things first. Hi, Darius. Here's some housekeeping things first. And this is for all of your classes. You have got to check into those classes regularly, find out when the Zoom meetings are, and attend them, or at least look at the recordings. Here's why. That's how they are taking attendance. And I have, like for this class, I can go over here to, I have it up on the other screen. I can go over here to usage statistics. And when those statistics come up, I can look at it by visitor. So I have every person's name. For example, I got Miss Brietta, and she's been in the portal 41 times. So if you can't, if Zoom is at a time when you have to work, I get that, but go look at the Zoom recording, because I'll be able to see it, and then I can put in that you're coming to class and that you're doing what you need to do. And that helps. Man, look at Antonio's been in 110 times. You're like the record holder so far. Okay, so first things first, check into all your classes at least 2 or 3 times a week. Check in and keep up with the work. Now, here's the thing for this class. This class is a research class. Methods. How do we go about asking good questions? And that's important. I'll tell you how important it is. I got an email from one of our students in field just yesterday. And his field placement this semester, much of it is going to be working with the social work supervisor to write a grant. Now, he was very thankful yesterday when he sent me a message saying, I sure am glad 3300 is about writing a grant, because he's doing it. So he's been prepared, he understands the process. That's why I do it this way. Now, here's the research part of that. You have to go find information to do any grant, right? So if you go to the classroom, and I'm in it now, so we can click on it and make sure everything is as it's supposed to be. What you're going to find out is that when you go to the main page for this class, it's going to list a bunch of handouts. One of those is called a request for proposals. And that is what you see when you go to write a grant. So I'm pulling it up now. It has to go through the Jarvis multiple screens. But here are the handouts. The RFP, or Human Services RFP, there's 2 copies. Request for proposals. That's how grants come out. Now, when you get this, you're going to have to create things like a work plan. You're going to have to write, you're going to have to do a literature review that says, here's why I'm choosing this part. So I'm going to open this, and what you'll find when you open one of these is it pops up. This is a real grant that went out in 2018, 2019. And proposal submissions. Okay, don't really send it to this lady, send it to me. But here's what you should have. Cover page, a program summary. And the first thing I want you to do is choose a target population. This says, describe the target population, admissions criteria, number of persons to be served. Be specific about Eden Prairie is where this is from. That's the town. And then what you want to do is you want to go look at it. It's proposing to do certain kinds of social work. Okay, so on this, you'll see priority service areas, family and children support services, senior services, youth services. So you are going to write a proposal from one of those 3 areas that you would like to do to work with these people. So under Family and Children Support Services, it says support low-income families, or assist city residents, workers, and their families to be independent and be healthy, assist senior population in staying independent, provide assistance for the healthy development of youth and their families. You can choose from any of those. That's up to you. But once you choose one, in order to do the first part, let's say you want to, because I'm old, we'll do senior services, okay? To help maintain their independence. Then you would need to do some homework, some research to stop and go, okay, how do the elderly help to stay independent? And it might be additional medical care, it might be Meals on Wheels, whatever it is, you have to make that choice. When you make that choice, you have to do what's called a literature review, and I'll explain that in just a second. Because what you're going to do is justify why your program is going to be the best help to, in this case, seniors. When you go to write about this population, you need to go to the internet. This is in Eden Prairie, and I believe it's Eden Prairie, Minnesota. And so you need to look up their county, look up the town, and I'll even do this while I'm talking to you. Eden Prairie, Minnesota, okay? When you click on that, you get their information about their town. So I'm looking at it. It is in Minnesota. It has 64,000 as a population. And then what you're going to do is use Minnesota or the local information to find out, if you're doing elderly people, how many elderly people are there? And it may say, well, 20% of the population is elderly, okay? If it shows that, then what you want to do is go, okay, so what's 20%? I know it's going to be math, right? 20% of 64,000 people. Well, that's about 13,000 people. So you find out that information, how many of those people, and you can do it with the state statistics and with the city statistics, how many live in poverty, all of those things. That's the research part of this that you need to really take care of, okay? So now let me close that and go back to this. How many of you know what a literature review is? Anybody know what a literature review is?
Not really.
Brianna, don't you take your eyes off the road now. Okay, when you write a paper, you're always going to do a literature review. And if you want to move on to grad school, you better learn how to do this really well. So you pick a topic, and then you go look at articles about that topic, okay? That's a literature review. You review or look at the literature about your subject. So if you want to do senior citizens for this grant, you need to do a literature review. What are the things, and you need to find articles that say, here are the things that help elderly persons maintain their independence. And you get several articles that tell you that. Okay, so you want
Does
to
it just have to be the articles?
as opposed to what?
I'm sorry, as opposed to, or like, is there a specific, because my question is, when it comes to the literature review or whatever, do you have to, because I thought it was supposed to be from like a textbook type thing. Like I thought that it was.
No, not a textbook. Thank you for bringing that up though. No, too many people say, well, I should have bought the textbook, and that's the only source they use. What you want to do is put it in. You can do a search. I'm doing it right now. What I have just typed in to Google is how to help seniors maintain their independence. That's already back. It took 0.58 of a second. And then it starts, encourage physical activity and exercise. How can we help the elderly maintain independence? Encouraging them by physical activity, social life. So there are multiple articles. Now, you cannot use Wikipedia, okay? I hope y'all know that by now. Wikipedia, anybody can change that anytime, so we don't want to do that. But I clicked on the importance of independence for seniors, and it brought up an article from comfortkeepers.com, and that's just the first thing I happened to click on. And it has all kinds of information about this article does on how you can help seniors stay independent. Here's one, home help for seniors, keeping seniors independent, and that is from caraparent.com. So any subject you choose for this grant, it's going to be available, okay? 8 ways to help seniors maintain their independence at home. Make it safe, minimalize, take advantage of technology, all of that stuff. Okay, so here's my point. When you do a literature review, first you have to pick, what is it I'm going to write a grant for? It could be kids. Whatever that is, how many of you have ever done a mind map? See, if you haven't, oh, okay, so yeah, thank you. Keeping your eyes on the road, I'm proud of you. So yeah, mind map, and guess what? On the main page of the portal, I have how to make a mind map, a handout, and how to find resources for how to do that. And then how to write a hypothesis. I have all of this information for you. Here's the one thing I cannot do for you, my students. I can't do it for you. You got to put in some time to go look at these things. If you know how to do a mind map, you're great. So a mind map is a main idea, and then you start drawing circles of other ideas that go around it. You tie them to the main idea. For each circle you choose to write about, you're going to go, and I would suggest get 2 sources to support that idea. So if you say yoga is a great thing for seniors to do because it'll keep them independent, go find 2 articles about yoga. That's easy, okay? So if you do it this way, very quickly you can create your outline for your paper. And think about it. If you just have, how many of you have ever written a paper with 6 sources? 6 references at the end?
Maybe 3, maybe 4.
Okay. And that's the usual answer. I'm not picking on anybody. That's the usual answer. So here's the deal. How would you like to be able to turn in a paper concisely where you have at least 6 cited?
Take Miss Hoff and Mr. Justin class, you most definitely gonna have to have at least 10 to 7 sources.
Right, exactly right, Brietta. So here's the idea. If you do the mind map, it makes all of this much easier, because then you may read an article about your main idea about how important it is for elderly people to stay independent. I can't believe I'm calling myself that because I'm 65 now. Anyway, so that would be one reference right there. And then maybe physical activity, maybe social activity, maybe medical care. Those would be your 3 small circles. And you find 2 articles each about medical care, physical activity for the elderly, How long do you think that would take you to do that? Because I suspect that if you sit down and make a good decision about what you want to do, all of that, making the mind map and finding the articles, won't take you an hour. I get it. I write a lot. I wrote this thing called a dissertation. That's 100 pages to prove my point. So I get it. You have to keep up with this stuff. But I have learned shorter ways to get there without having too much pain to do it. So if you'll put in an hour, maybe an hour and a half, if you get really interested in what you're doing, you're going to have your mind map, you're going to have your proposal of the group you want to work with, and you're going to be fine. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now,
Yep.
today is supposed to be a discussion, we've already basically had it, on how you do a literature review. So that was a quick way. Sit down with your computer. I know some folks, does everybody have a computer? Well, I know Brianna's not on her computer right now, but so if everybody has a computer, if not, you know, Jarvis has a program that you can apply for getting a laptop to use. But get on your computer. Don't do it on your phone if you can help it, because it's not, you won't get the same information. It'll be harder to get the information. Here is a hint. Do not turn in papers from your phone. I don't have anything against you using your phone. Lord knows I wear my Samsung out day in and day out. But here's the problem. If you try to turn in a paper from your phone, it goes into the portal as something that I can't open. I can't read it. So be real careful of that for any of your classes. All right. Questions about anything to do with this class? You better be
Not so
stopped
far.
without your hands on the wheel. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Say it again. Questions?
I'm probably for some of the class meetings until they fix my shifts. I'm probably not gonna like be able to be in the exact class like that same day. So just pray for me.
It's okay, because I'm going to keep trying to find better ways to record them and post them, but they'll be there. So that's always available to everybody. And everybody, every faculty member at Jarvis is aware that students are having to work. We have one student working 3 jobs and still trying to keep up with their schoolwork. I just talked to Chris in the class before, and he's really trying to juggle. He's educating his younger sibling while his mom's at work because school's not back in session, and going to work and getting his Jarvis work done. So we get it, and we're making exceptions, so you'll be fine. Any other questions?
For the quizzes on the portal, can
Yeah,
we find information on those throughout PowerPoints that we have?
all the information.
Or
Yeah, if you go look at the PowerPoints, you should be able to answer most everything on the quiz.
all right,
And see,
So
it would be
for,
better
like-
if you had a textbook, but I get it, especially these days. So that's why I put the PowerPoints there. They go chapter by chapter. And nobody in this class, but in one of my other classes, when you click on to take the quiz, one student clicked on it, did not make a very good grade, and they were on there 1 minute. Okay, you gotta take a little more time than that. If you don't understand something on a quiz, send me an email. Let me know. That's a good question. They should all be covered. You should be able to figure it out. Or click on, web search. It'll probably pop it up. They're usually very simple questions to deal with. Anything else from anybody?
No, sir.
Good. And Thank you, Rachel and Brietta. I really appreciate you logging in even though you're driving. And thanks for not running over anybody or getting yourself run over. Okay, I'm going to close this out. I'll post it as soon as I can upload it, the recording. And again, I don't know what you don't understand unless you ask me. Fair enough?
Yes, sir.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
Thank you, everybody. I'm going to end it now. And then if you have questions, let me know.
All right, sir. Have a good one.
Okay, you too.